What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video. I want to go over my Friday's trading of just one trade, as always. I mean, that seems to be the common theme lately, just one and done, keeping the streak alive. If you just look at the trade zealot right away, 19 days is what we got the streak to. Trade-wise, I don't really keep an eye on it because it's tricky with the copy and all that. I haven't won 22 straight, and I also haven't lost 12 straight, but the day win percentage is what we're looking at, the day streak, which is simple, repeatable setups that you saw me take on Tuesday. I posted a video about that. Definitely go check that out. Today's trade on Friday looks just the same, as it should. Is my goal to trade the same setups every single day. And if it's not presenting the way I like, I don't have to trade today, or I don't have to trade right now. I could wait a little bit longer and see if it presents. But before today's trade, let's just look at all the markups of today. We took this on stream. Excuse me, we didn't take it. We were looking to maybe take this on stream, but it's just not my play. If you've seen any of the streams or these YouTube videos, I'm not looking to take this first break outside the open range low. Did it work today? Yes, but how many times out of 10, out of 100, right? You have heard me say that plenty of times, that just because it won doesn't mean it's a great trade or that I need to be in it. And I honestly felt no FOMO being in it because this is really just that's the push from the news. So heading into the news, I mean, it wasn't wrong. It's really just chilling here, consolidating. No strong pullback. If I could have gotten it closer to this New York, I absolutely would have sold it. Right? These are the tough parts of trading where I feel like you guys definitely understand. I wanted to short it. I know I'm looking shorts today. I know I'm bearish. So then why not just jump in, Evan? I mean, you know you want to short it. So let's take a nice short here, right? But despite me being super bearish, and I know I want to short it, I need to be picky for my price of how it presents to my plan. And selling it down here as it's just consolidating underneath the opening range low is my plan. Would the stop have been safe, even if it did present to my plan, right? I'm looking for it to come up to New York, hold it, and then take the break off of that. Well, the stop loss well up here would have probably held that if it were to present that way, right, Evan? Yeah, it probably would have, but on the off chance that it wants to pin up a little bit higher, then come back down below New York, I don't need to be wiped out because I sold it at literally the lowest price of the day, right? I need to see that pullback. This is a news push. No FOMO. Great win for anyone that took it. I know I want to short it. And the thing with these plays is almost just look at it as that news push, okay, nice. It's confirming that I should be looking for short. So now maybe in that next short that presents, I'm a little bit more confident to take it, right? Because I don't know who would have been bullish at this point. But some days when you are iffy on direction, missing a trade is sometimes good because it's just confirming, hey, I was right in looking for shorts. That worked out. Well, now this next short that presents, I'm going to have even more confidence to take it. And maybe it's even higher probability because the shorts are more set in rather than catching the first short. I'd rather take the higher probability one. This was just a 15-minute view of it. You can read the notes here. We had that pre-market news of NFP that shoved us lower, kind of breaking out of this range we had from like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So nice breakout below, new low of week on a Friday. I am expecting the short to continue, and I even like that heading into the open. We have these bullish bars here. That's our little retracement, a retest, a little breath we're taking from that move down towards that daily view up, and we can know we could extend away from there, right? I've made plenty of videos on that using the 15-minute trading off that key level. And that's kind of what we're doing here on the 1 minute. This is where we're at on the 15-minute at that point in time here at the open. So that's why I did like the shorts. I just need to be a little bit picky on how I can get in on the 1 minute. And unfortunately, didn't present to my plan. But going back to the trade I did take, right? The big lesson on this one, just structurally real quick. Hopefully it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, definitely go check out Futures 2.0 on ASFX TV. I teach these strategies that I take, and you can watch me take them in the live streams, like we did on this last Friday. But if you go to Futures 2.0, you'll see all the trade setups of view up break and view up bounces, and also it's not just the strategy; it's also keys to remember of how to handle these trades, how to manage them, the key levels you should be looking for. Everything you need is in this, and then you can come watch me take them on stream. But regardless, back to the setup here. I know I'm looking for shorts, right? I was looking for shorts back here on that news push. Well, I'm not going to just chase it lower down here just because I'm feeling, oh man, I missed out on the shorts. It's so easy short. Why didn't I jump in? Patience. Present to my plan or I'm not getting in. So it gives a nice healthy pullback. I'm definitely not chasing this long because that's just, there's no buyers in the market today. It's been lower highs and lower lows. We just saw the 15-minute is clearly below everything. I'm not looking to buy it. So if anyone bought this, I'm sorry. I love you, but that's just terrible because that's 2 minutes above that you're on a 1 minute. Look at the 5 minute or the 15-minute. That's not going to look like we broke above the New York and that buyers are back in control. If anything, that just left a wick above and closed back below. So thankfully, keeping to that short side, when we had a bunch of people in the Black Shirt Club sell it here, they got the best price of the day, no doubt. I was waiting for that break back below of the lower day view up, right? Off a key level. We hold this opening range low here. It's just creating lower highs consistently since the open. Like, it's a beautiful short. I need to be in this. I even wrote that in the note because, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm on that 18-day streak at this time before taking this trade. That does kind of weigh on me a little bit. Of I want to keep it intact, so I don't want to take losses. So maybe I'm playing a little bit more defense than I would if I was just trading to trade, right? But now I kind of do have this streak I want to keep alive and stay perfect or whatever you want to call it. So I have to talk to myself throughout these trades of you're in a good trade. Don't worry about this chop. If it loses, it loses. The streak ends, oh well, you're still gonna live, right? So I gotta get rid of that and just trade what I'm seeing, trust the process, trust the setups, and thankfully I hold through and I catch the win. I get out at the low a day. Another reason for this short, if I didn't mention it, the initial balance, this red line down here. We know we're gonna break at least one side. I could pull up Edgefield and prove it, but the stats of the double break, right, is normally what we look at. A single break happens, I would say, a zero break, so it doesn't break out the high or the low 0% of the time. So it's gonna break a side. It's looking like we want to go take out that downside first, right? With all the selling pressure we have and everything that's structurally lining up. So being that we haven't taken out a side yet, well, we probably do. So let me go get that. Let me go get that happening. And that's exactly what happens. But you can see it just pins out of it next to the camera here. That's it. That is the break. So very, very small, but it did in fact break like I thought it would. But another note on this trade, right? Yes, our first potential short was up here. Let's just even go back to this news push down here. What if I sold it there after that news push, right? Well, look at the price that I got. It's the exact same. I don't need to chase this and hope it extends as far as it does, right? Because what if that was the bottom of the move and then it pulls back? I just sold it at a terrible price. No FOMO. Wait for the pullback to come in. Set the structure of when we're done, and then I could sell it back, right? I got the same exact price, safe play, no drawdown, beautiful stop loss. It all makes sense. So don't fear that you're going to miss out and it's going to run forever without you. It's going to pull back. Hopefully, give you your best setup today. If not, it could happen tomorrow. It could even happen. I mean, this is maybe it's an hour later, right? This is at 10 o'clock news. I'm selling it at 11. So just got to be patient for an hour. And it's up to you what you do within that hour. That do you blow yourself up, chase longs, chase shorts, whatever. But then this is on later on, so I'm out of my trade at that point. This is the other opportunity to potentially sell it on that day, just because it's a small pullback. It is indeed a break of a lower day view up. Maybe it gets you 1R, or maybe you get a win out of it if you pulled it real quick. But I think on this one, it's not bad. Obviously, you want to sell it, just not great compared to, well, we're not off a key level. It's a very small pullback. I don't really love this stop loss. It could certainly come back up to here and still fall today. That my stop doesn't really invalidate anything, right? When we go back to my other trade, if that comes up here above the New York again, back inside the open range low, shorts probably aren't holding right now. But with this one, with such a small pullback, we could easily be tapped on this and then still fall. So maybe that's why I just didn't win as well. It's a small pullback. It's not off a key level, things like that. This is now later on in the afternoon after that bounce up. Now going back to that initial bounce I mentioned earlier, another thing to keep an eye on, you could have definitely made money in this blue circle here if you bought it around that New York break here. But I think it'd be probably tough to do because this could have just still built a lower high like previous and fell underneath, and you would have looked pretty foolish to to buy that there. But seeing it in hindsight that it did go higher, yes, you can make money in that. But obviously, the higher and higher it goes, if you're buying it up here somewhere, or maybe on that break or bounce here, the note on the top, going back to that initial balance, that we broke one side right down here on my trade that I took short earlier. We probably don't want a double break. I think the double break on a Friday is like 20% of the time, maybe even lower, maybe 15. So 20% of the time we would double break. So that would mean we break this level. That'd be the double break, which probably doesn't want to happen. So I'm not really looking to chase longs up there because it probably doesn't want to go that high. As well as we're underneath this blue view up, which is yesterday's New York. Going back to the 15-minute chart, we're still very bearish. So am I expecting it just to rip up here? Probably not. This just creates a lower high and comes back down. So not getting induced into the longs. Could you have made money in it? Yes, but is that the high probability play? Or is the high probability play to take the shorts back into trend, right? Maybe shorting it somewhere over here. It's late in the afternoon on a Friday. Maybe you're not doing that. But I think just the safer play is to sell it back in trend rather than trying to long it, get caught at a bad price, and it falls back underneath, right? So if you got it nice and close near the New York, you could have scalped some move out of it, but it doesn't mean you had to, or doesn't mean it was easy or the smart play, right? And this is my Tuesday trade. I made a video on this, but just to remind you guys, looks pretty similar to the one I took today. It's not off the open range low like the other one was, but we're underneath all-time high VWAP and New York VWAP. So there's my two key levels being retested. Break of low a day VWAP, and let's move lower. Same idea of not chasing this lower. After that news, or it wasn't news, but a strong push lower, let me jump in. I can get the same exact price just a little bit later. Calm down, wait for the pullback. If anything, like I said, this short move here is confirming that I do want to look for shorts. Great, cool. That makes this second trade so much easier to take because now I'm pretty confident that I'm on the right side. Now let me just wait for my spot. My spot being a pullback and a break of lower day view up like I teach in the course. Right, so if we just go back to today's trade, you can have off the New York view up and open range low. So there's my two levels. On Tuesday, the two levels were all-time high and New York view up. So it's pretty, I'd say simple. It's pretty simple, repeatable, consistent. You're always going to have, or I'm going to always have in these markups, ideally, trend, a healthy pullback to a key level, and a break of a lower day view up. That's all I could look for. Not chasing those first breaks outside of an opening range, being patient for my pullbacks, confirming that the direction is in, and just riding the trend. Simple, easy, and repeatable. So on a nice 19-day streak, we're going to Texas next week. So it's going to be a short week of trading. We're actually going to trade live there, though. So that'll be good. But yeah, just 2 days traded this week. Wednesday, I know a lot of people got beat up. I made a video on that day as well. So definitely go check that out. And then Thursday, we were off, so no trading there. So nice 1.5K week, up 2K on the month, even though it's only been 3 days. But a nice start to the year. I'm happy with the setups I'm taking, continuing the streak. Beautiful, beautiful. So like I said, if you want to learn these strategies that I'm taking, look at the course. I break it down in hours worth of content and markups all over them. And you can screenshot it, take the notes from it, and then just come watch me trade them live. We took this trade on Friday as well as Tuesdays. Yeah, we took Tuesday's trade in the stream as well. So definitely tune into these. We got Zach streams back in the kill zone at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you missed the New York Open stream, you can come back in the afternoon. And then heading into this, we already are in the new year, but heading into the later half of this first month, I am going to be trading with Tradeify. So if you do want to buy an account with them, take advantage of their sales. I know a lot of people are going to the straight to funded, the straight to sim funded. So definitely consider joining them. I think there's a great company. Always have great sales, no complaints with it. A lot of the Black Shirt Club members are with them, buying multiple accounts, copy them together. So if you want to do that, you could click the link in my bio of this video and grab a couple accounts there. I definitely would highly recommend it. I'm going to be going with them after I take this last payout of these accounts. I'm going to be switching over to them and not balancing both companies. I'm just going to be trading with them. So that'll be exciting, but hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you didn't get chopped up this week. You found some nice W's. Appreciate you tuning in as always. If you ever have any questions on the course, on the strategy, on the streams, always feel free to reach out. Other than that, trade safe. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.